He's not addressing this young man. Jesus is focusing on his followers, disciples, students of what? Of this? You are telling the people, this is what you learned from me. Failure to cure. You are telling me you can walk with me for almost 3 years, and the man comes to you for solutions and you can't provide, even for comfort and you can't comfort, for confidence and you can't give a person confidence, for direction you have no direction. Having walked with Jesus for almost 3 years, no advice, no wisdom, no counsel, nothing. A man can pay you a visit, come to your house, and he walks away empty-handed. No word from the Lord, having been with me for almost 3 years. That's being perverse. He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. Some of you may be thinking, indeed, these guys had a problem. No, you are worse off. Jesus was with them, but in this instance, he is in you. This earth, there is something superior, something more powerful, something that can ruin your life. It can come and it can take over control from you, and you are no longer in charge. This father, he couldn't travel too far because he has a situation at home. I have a son, and he has an evil spirit. He's not in control of himself. Neither can I control him as a father. Neither can he even control himself. He can't. Have mercy upon my son. Have mercy on my son. He is in trouble. Yeah.
Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed.
Sore vexed. He's vexed. Sore vexed.
For oft times he falleth into the fire, and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him.
And these disciples were there. And they couldn't stop him. They were present, they listened, they watched him give a report. At this point, it's not all about what my son is going through, but you have a problem with your followers. You seem to be having a problem also with your sons. At least now we can talk as fathers. I brought my son to your people. To your church. I brought my son to your representatives, to your ambassadors. Those that stand in your stead, in your place. I didn't go to a witch doctor. I carefully chose of the 12 that you chose. I came to the right people with a condition. If as a father I'm not able to cure my son, that's not an issue. I'm not one of the 12. These guys have been close to you for almost 3 years now. They've watched you walk on water. I wasn't there. So given what these people have seen, I brought my son. I brought him to your disciples. And he said they could not cure him. Let's hear the report.
And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him.
Did I not do the right thing? I did. I brought him to them. They had a case on their hands. And they could not. They tried, yet they could not cure him. I watched them try, but they could not cure my son. Yet still I had to wait for you to come. Whether you are not going to help me, but I also want you to know that you have a situation at hand. You have a family problem. I will go. I will carry my son. Keep him until he dies. But I want you to know, I don't trust these boys were ever going to tell you what transpired. I needed to wait for you to come and let you know, even if he doesn't recover, but I want you to know. I gave them a situation and they couldn't do anything about it. So these are the kind of people that you're going to live as you're about to die. Very soon. They will crucify you. And you will hand over authority to these people. They are going to be the pillars. These are the people in charge of the church that cannot cast out any evil spirit. It's up to you if you want to stay longer a little bit, maybe 5 more years, it's up to you, but don't die quickly. At this point, I can tell you with confidence, I've tried them. They cannot cure a son. I'm yet to even talk to them concerning my own problems as a father. You know, fathers go through much. This is the son's condition. The son's condition. And Jesus did not take that report lightly. He got disturbed by that report. Because the next thing that you see, you watch him now talk to his own people in the presence of the multitude. Because he was not happy with the report that he got from the Father. He's not happy. So this father had a way, he found a way of making these people fight amongst themselves. He wanted to really divide them. Look at what your people have done. Failure to cure a condition. And what did Jesus say?
Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation.
A faithless and a perverse generation. The entire generation. A generation without faith. No faith. And because of no faith, the generation is a perverse one. These are perverts. When you are a perverse generation, it means what you do is the opposite. You do the contrary. That's being a pervert. You always take a wrong direction, the opposite direction. What Jesus is saying is, our motto as the kingdom of God, our agenda is to bring cure, is to heal. It is not to add to the problems. If you introduce any other way, that's being perverse. When there is need for cure, it is cure that we provide. When there is need for hope, for confidence, it is hope and confidence that we provide. Providing something and anything different from that is being perverse. Why have you given this man the opposite? What was he expecting? Is that what he got? No. Why are you into opposites? Why am I different from you? That's being perverse. Why is there a difference between me and you? Why are you the opposite of me? To a point where it's even visible to the people. That's why he had to wait for me to come. He knows we are different. Why are we still different? Faithless and a generation of perverts. No faith. Perverse generation. And you are not just, it's not just the few of you. No. Jesus says it's a generation of you. Meaning there are more of your nature out there. So while Jesus is talking to these ones, he's talking to some that were not even born as yet, that are here today, that belong to the generation that has no faith. What did he say after that?
O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you?
Hey, my way. My way.
My God.
He brings in a very crucial subject here. Time. He had not actually declared this before, but we get to hear him now. He's concerned. He has been looking at his watch. For how long? For how long
shall I be with you?
How long shall I be with you? This faithless and perverse generation, for how long should you stay in the presence of God before you can act like him? For how long
shall I be with you?
Time. So what Jesus is saying is, you can't live with a man for 2 to 3 years and he cannot act like you unless he's a pervert. At most 2. By the time you get to 3 years being together, there must have been a transference of some sort, an impartation to a certain extent, that certain things can be done whilst I'm no longer present, simply because I was present with you in a certain time frame, for a certain time frame. He's concerned. At most, he's saying, for how long? He has been with them now for almost 3 years. Think about that for a moment. How long? You have watched God's power for how many years now? You have been a part of miracles for how many years now? It's more than this. So, all along Jesus was hoping that based on interaction and presence and proximity, without even laying my hands on them, just the fact that they've been around me for almost 3 years, they should be able to at least cure, not a grown-up man, a young boy. A young boy. So in other words, Jesus is really worried. He's asking them, why have you been wasting my time? I did not dismiss you when I was about to raise a young daughter that was dead. I dismissed everyone else except you, so that you could see how it is done. Were you not present when I called out Lazarus from the grave? I made sure that you were there, so that at least within 3 years at most, you don't give people the opposite of who I am. What they got from Jesus, apart from the cross and the blood and the resurrection, no, proximity to him was a gift. Jesus was among them. They would go to the river together. Jesus would bath in their presence. Carelessly, he would expose his body, just so that they would know that he's just like them. And this is what you produce. You are a perverse generation. He's closer to you now than he was to his disciples. How can a man meet you along the way and he continues in search for God? Yeah. We'll get to prayer. We'll get to fasting. Jesus is not happy with what is happening. From an awesome experience in the mountain, from transfiguration into this kind of depression. Peter, at the back of his mind, is he's thinking, this is why I said we should build 3 boats and stay in the mountain. We should have stayed in the mountain. They are not seeing this. Now he keeps on talking. Now he's talking to his own people. There came a time he realized there is need for me to address this situation. You see, the confidence that Jesus had. You see, he did not heal this young man first. And having seen good results, he started insulting others. No, this was before. He is calling others faithless and perverse. Before he could even attend to the situation, he was so sure. The confidence. You don't start off rebuking other people for failing unless you are so sure that without fail, you will cure this young man. So I want you to see something about him, not just power. The confidence in Jesus was too much. And you must have that, having him. Confidence. Confidence comes before you can produce any results. You have to be, it shouldn't be results that gives you confidence. Confidence is what gives you results. Confidence. Busy insulting other people before he could do it himself. Wow. So many things that awaits you now. Before you shift, before you ascend to the next stage, next height, next level of your life, there is an amount of confidence that needs to be gathered at this point. Before. Definitely, this I can assure you, there is always a better you than what you are now. But that you requires an amount of confidence that you haven't acquired as yet. You haven't developed as yet. Being so sure that what you're about to do, whether it's a business, it's a done deal. Done. 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 Jesus is having a church. Jesus is spending time rebuking his own before he attended to this young man because he was so sure. You know, sometimes the reason why we ought to be very careful, it is because of the power that we carry. You always have to measure the situation against the power that you carry. But if you are the power, because he knew who he was. He knew who he was. Jesus has no wisdom. The Bible calls him the wisdom of God. He has no power. He is the power. He has no light. He is the light. He has no way that he shows you. He is the way. He has no truth. He is the truth. At that level of authority, you don't guess. There is no any other possible outcome except cure. 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 So let's look at him now. Listen to what he's about to say.
How long shall I suffer you? Bring him.
Suffer you there is uphold. You can look at the word at your own spare time.
For how long shall I uphold you?
For how long am I supposed to sustain you?
To hold up, to sustain, to bear.
To bear.
To endure.
You see, so what Jesus is saying is that, do you know that if you have been with me even during my absence, just the fact that you have been with me, even if, Jesus is saying, even if you are to backslide, you have to be the wisest in the beer hall. You have to be the smartest in the club. That's what he's saying.